Hare Krishna. Welcome back to our online Bhagavad Gita reading retreat lab. In the last session, we have covered from verse number 1 till verse number 7. So today, we are going to read from verse number 8 till verse number 12. So here in this section, we'll be seeing how to know Krishna as the source of both material and spiritual energy. So then, without any delay, now let's move to the Veda base. So we'll read only the translation and the purport. Chapter number 7, text number 8. Translation. O son of Kunti, I am the taste of water, the light of the sun and the moon, the syllable Om in the Vedic mantra. I am the sound in ether and ability in man. Purport. This verse explains how the Lord is all pervasive by his diverse material and spiritual energies. The Supreme Lord can be preliminarily perceived by his different energies, and in this way he is realized impersonally. As the demigod in the sun is a person and is perceived by his all-pervading energy, the sunshine. So the Lord, although in his eternal abode, is perceived by his all-pervading diffusive energy. The taste of water is the active principle of water. No one likes to drink sea water because the pure taste of water is mixed with salt. Attraction for water depends on the purity of the taste, and this pure taste is one of the energies of the Lord. The impersonalist perceives the presence of the Lord in water by its taste, and the personalist also glorifies the Lord for his kindly supplying tasty water to quench man's thirst. That is the way of perceiving the Supreme. Practically speaking, there is no conflict between personalism and impersonalism. One who knows God knows that the impersonal conception and personal conception are simultaneously present in everything, and that there is no contradiction. Therefore, Lord Chaitanya established his sublime doctrine, Achintya Vedave and Aveda Tattva, simultaneously oneness and difference. The light of the sun and the moon is also originally emanating from the Brahmajyoti, which is the impersonal effulgence of the Lord, and Pranava, or the Omkar transcendental sound in the beginning of every Vedic hymn addresses the Supreme Lord. Because the impersonalists are very much afraid of addressing the Supreme Lord Krishna by his innumerable names, they prefer to vibrate the transcendental sound of Omkara. But they do not realize that Omkara is a sound representation of Krishna. The jurisdiction of Krishna consciousness extends everywhere, and one who knows Krishna consciousness is blessed. Those who do not know Krishna are in illusion, and so knowledge of Krishna is liberation, and ignorance of him is bondage. Now we will move to the next verse, chapter number 7, verse number 9. Translation. I am the original fragrance of the earth, and I am the heat in fire. I am the life of all that lives, and I am the penances of all aesthetics. Purpose. Punya means that which is not decomposed. Punya is original. Everything in the material world has a certain flavor of fragrance, has a flavor and fragrance in the flower or in the earth, in water, in fire, in air, etc. The uncontaminated flavor, the original flavor which permeates everything is Krishna. Similarly, everything has a particular original taste, and this taste can be changed by the mixture of chemicals. So, Everything original has some smell, some fragrance, and some taste. Vibhavasu means fire. Without fire, we cannot run factories, we cannot cook, etc. And that fire is Krishna. The heat in the fire is Krishna. According to Vedic medicine, indigestion is due to a low temperature in the belly. So even for digestion, fire is needed. In Krishna consciousness, we become aware that earth, water, fire, air, and every active principle, all chemicals and all material elements are due to Krishna. The duration of man's life is also due to Krishna. Therefore, by the grace of Krishna, man can prolong his life or diminish it. So Krishna consciousness is active in every sphere. Now we'll move to the next verse, chapter number 7, verse number 10, translation. O son of Pritha, know that I am the original seed of all existences, the intelligence of the intelligent, and the prowess of all powerful man. Purpose. Deism means seed. Krishna is the seed of everything. There are various living entities, movable and inert. Birds, beasts, man, and many other living creatures are moving living entities. Trees and plants, however, are inert. They cannot move, but only stand. Every entity is contained within the scope of 84 lakh species of life. Some of them are moving and some of them are inert. In all cases, however, the seed of their life is Krishna, as stated in Vedic literature. Brahman, or the supreme absolute truth, is that from which everything is emanating. Krishna is Parabrahman, the supreme spirit. Brahman is impersonal and Parabrahman is personal. Impersonal Brahman is situated in the personal aspect that is stated in Bhagavad Gita. Therefore, originally Krishna is the source of everything. He is the root. As the root of a tree maintains the whole tree, Krishna, being the original root of all things, maintains everything in this material manifestation. This is also confirmed in the Vedic literature, Kathopanishad 2.2.13. Nitya Nityanam Chaitanya Chaitananam Eko Bahunam Yo Vidhati Kaman. He is the prime eternal among all eternals. He is the supreme living entity of all living entities, and he alone is maintaining all life. One cannot do anything without intelligence, and Krishna also says that he is the root of all intelligence. Unless a person is intelligent, he cannot understand the supreme personality of Godhead, Krishna. Now we will move to the next verse, chapter number 7, verse number 11. Translation. I am the strength of the strong, devoid of passion and desire. I am sex life, which is not contrary to religious principles. O Lord of the Bharatas, Arjuna. Purport. The strong man's strength should be applied to protect the weak, not for personal aggression. Similarly, sex life, according to religious principles, dharma should be for the propagation of children, not otherwise. The responsibility of parents is then to make the offspring Krishna conscious. Now we will move to the next verse, chapter number 7, verse number 12, translation. Know that all states of being, be they of goodness, passion, and or ignorance, are manifested by my energy. I am in one sense everything, but I am independent. I am not under the modes of material nature, for they, on the contrary, are within me. Purport. All material activities in the world are being conducted under the three modes of material nature. Although these material modes of nature are emanations from the Supreme Lord Krishna, he is not subject to them. For instance, under the state laws, one may be punished, but the king, the lawmaker, is not subject to that law. Similarly, all the modes of material nature, goodness, passion, and ignorance, are emanations from the Supreme Lord Krishna. But Krishna is not subject to material nature. Therefore, he is nirguna, which means that these gunas or modes, although issuing from him, do not affect him. That is one of the special characteristics of Bhagavan or the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So with this, we completed this section. So verse number 8 to 12. So just to summarize, we have seen here Krishna is describing how he is the essence of everything in verse number 8 to 12. If Krishna is the origin and essence of everything, as explained in the text 4 to 12, why do some people do not recognize him as the Supreme Personality of God? That also we have seen in this particular section. Now, in the next session, we will be start with verse number 13 to verse number 14, and we will be seeing how three modes are controlled by Krishna, and therefore we need to surrender to him. So we will stop here. Hare Krishna.